Hey everyone, welcome back to Unbiased Magic Reviews, the place where you can count on honest magic reviews. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Sick 2 by Ponta the Smith. All right, so for those of you that do coin magic, you're probably very familiar with Ponta the Smith. For everybody else, he's a Japanese coin magician that relies more on sleight of hand, doesn't use any gimmicks, and all of his magic is crazy visual. He's been putting out coin material for the last 10 years. This product is a reworking of many of the routines you can find on his other stuff that he's put out, especially his first DVD, Sick. And the idea was to make the material more practical so more people could learn the material and actually perform it for real people in real life. At least that was the idea. This was put out last month, about the middle of October, and for $30 you're going to get a 68-minute video, and there you're going to learn 7 routines and 2 sleights. The nice thing is that for the first time, there's actually verbal instruction, because everything he's put out up until now, it's just video instruction. And so there was actually no verbal instruction. And so he speaks in Japanese and then it's dubbed in English, which is kind of nice. So some questions you probably have just up front is, you probably want to know, first of all, how difficult is this? And I'm going to tell you guys that it's not beginner coin magic. So it's more like advanced coin magic, but definitely with a little bit of practice, you're going to be able to learn this stuff. I've been practicing some of the routines for the past 2 weeks, and I already feel like I'm getting a good grasp on them. The problem was that all of his other material just was very, very difficult. And I'm going to give you guys a rundown of each routine that you're going to find on this video and the differences from the original routines. And my own thoughts, of course, which I like to throw in there for you guys. So the first routine is 3-fly. And this was a reworking from the 3-fly that he put out on the original Sick DVD. The problem was that on the original DVD, there were some very difficult moves. I mean, he did a fingertip type of muscle pass. He did a coin steal into nowhere palm. It just was very difficult, the original one. So this one's a lot more practical, and I think a lot of people will be able to learn it. And what I noticed is that he does try to show his palms after each coin goes across, because the 3-fly is basically 3 coins going from one hand to the other in a visual way. The problem that I have with 3-fly, just in general, is that I think 3-fly is a routine that for you to do 3-fly the right way, I think you have to cleanly show 3 coins. Otherwise, the spectators are not going to be fooled. And I think that every time a coin goes, at some point during the routine, you have to be able to show your hands open. So like at some point during the routine, you have to be able to do this to be able to show cleanly that you only have 3 coins. Because I think if you don't do that, then it's not going to fool anybody. So that's the only issue I have with 3-fly, is that I think you have to really be able to show that you only have 3 coins as they're going across. Otherwise, the spectators won't be fooled. So this 3-fly, I probably wouldn't use it myself, but that's just my own thoughts on it. You may think differently. You may like it a lot. The next routine was called 3 coins across, and this was a reworking from when he put it out on his Pony. There was a product he put out, was called Pony, and that was the same exact routine, just this is a lot more practical than that one. And what it is you put 3 coins in your left hand, and then magically they're gonna transfer to your right hand. And I really liked how you get 2 coins ahead. I thought that was really slick, the structure of it. And I've been practicing it, and I've been fooling myself in the mirror with it, so it's a lot of fun. So for me, that's my favorite routine on this video. The next routine is Winged Silver. So this is an updated handling of his original winged silver that he put out on Sick. And in the original one, the problem with it was not a problem, but just what made it difficult was there were some false transfers that required some good timing and stuff. Whereas here, he just gets way ahead of the spectator, and I really liked how the last coin ended up in their hand. So you may really like it a lot, the winged silver. I still think the original winged silver was good too, but just required more skill. This one is just structured in a way that requires less sleight of hand. But this is definitely one that I've also been practicing. The next routine is called homing coin, and that was a reworking from when he had put that one out on as well on that pony video. He also had a homing coin there. And so if you're not familiar with the homing plot, this was made popular by Fred Capps. The idea that you keep putting something away and it keeps appearing in your hand. And so in this routine, he shows three silver coins, and then as he's counting them, one of them changes into a Chinese coin. He's trying to put the Chinese coin in his pocket, and then again he's the two, he has two left, and one of them again changes to the Chinese coin, puts in his pocket. Finally, the last one changes to a Chinese coin. And so that's the plot of the homing coin. You probably would like this. It's definitely not that technically difficult. So something that I actually thought that this one was probably the easiest routine on the video to learn, as what I thought. The next routine is called Triple P, which is his handling of the Charming Chinese Challenge. And I really liked it because he's only using 3 coins and a ribbon, and there's no fast movements, which is nice. And each of the penetrations off of the ribbon is very, very clean. In fact, the second penetration, it totally fooled me. When I watched it, I was just totally fooled by it. So that was another one of the routines that I've been practicing, and I really enjoy that. I really like how it's only using 3 coins, because this is the kind of routine that you can introduce the props and you can hand them out to the spectator and you can let them thread the coins onto the ribbon before you start, which is great. I think a lot of people will like it. Personally, I found it to be the most interesting routine on the video. The next routine was called Vanish, and this was a restructuring of his Vanish sequence from original Sick. The problem with the original Vanish routine was he did a retention Vanish and then he shot the coin into layover palm. And the problem was shooting the coin into layover palm is just not practical in real life, because I could never get the coin to stay where it needed to. It would just fall right off of my wrist. So it was just too difficult, I thought. Maybe there are some people out there that put a lot of practice in it and they could learn it, but this version of his Vanish sequence, you put a coin in your left hand and then it vanishes. And what I really like is that there's very little movement of the left hand. The coin really goes in there, and then there's very little movement because of the sleight that he teaches you, which is great. And the hand washing sequence that follows, it's not that difficult overall. It will take some practice to make it look convincing, I think, but otherwise not that difficult. So this is definitely one of those routines that you may be interested in learning. And then finally, the last routine on the video is Spellbound, and he admits that this is the only one that is not practical, and it's just another variation of Spellbound. He put out Spellbound on his original Sick DVD as well. And this one is difficult, no doubt about it. And he himself states that this is just an exercise of practice. He uses it more like that, as an exercise, not so much as a performance piece. So some people may really like it a lot. And if you really want to challenge yourself, I could see that you would try to learn that to actually perform it for people. But otherwise, definitely, other than that, it's probably not something that you're going to master. You're definitely not going to master that one easily. And so those are the 7 routines that you can find on there, and the 2 sleights. And that's pretty much what I have to tell you about this. Just the fact that I'm pleasantly pleased that the material is a lot more practical than the other stuff he's put out. And I would definitely tell you that this is definitely worth $30. I personally feel that at least 4 of the 7 routines are worth my time to learn and practice, and I'll probably be using in my own regular coin magic. And so any product I think that you're using, almost half of the material that's on there is definitely worth picking up. So I think that this definitely is worth the money, and I would not hesitate to give this product 4 out of 5 stars, definitely. So just because so much of it is going to be stuff that I'm going to use myself. If you have any other questions about this, please leave me a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my magic reviews. And as always, thanks for tuning in and watching my magic review. I welcome any comment.